If there is one thing that the One Piece community has always failed to agree upon, it's the power scaling. Is Shanks stronger than Mihawk? Were Garp and Roger equals? How strong are the admirals in comparison to the emperors? All these very important questions, yet no clear answers. The power scaling keeps changing. Luffy quite literally defeated Kaido before our very eyes, and yet half of the community would still argue that he is not stronger than Kaido. However, let this video bring some clarity and peace of mind to the hyperactive One Piece fan inside of you. Today we're going to look at the fact, the portrayal, and really try to see where each character stands in the vast, ever-changing world of One Piece power scaling. If two characters have been portrayed as equals time and time again, we'll have them share a single spot on the list. Ready for it? Let's see if this list matches the one you have in your mind right now. 10. Blackbeard. Starting from number 10, the first one we have on our list is Marshall D. Teach, otherwise known as Blackbeard. Now, this might be the most controversial pick on this list. Why the hell is Blackbeard at number 10, you may wonder? It's simply because Blackbeard still hasn't started taking fights seriously. He has two of the best devil fruits in the entire verse. We're talking about the most evil fruit, Yami Yami no Mi, and there's also Whitebeard's Gura Gura no Mi. It was stated by Sengoku himself that Gura Gura no Mi has the power to destroy the world. Now, we don't know if Blackbeard has Conqueror's Haki or not, but his armament and observation Haki is definitely top-notch. All in all, when he ultimately faces off against Luffy, he will inevitably be stronger than Kaido. 9. Kizaru and Kuzan, Admirals. At number 9, we have Kizaru and Kuzan, two of the three OG Admirals. Well, Kuzan is no longer an Admiral, but you get my point. The thing about Admirals is that they are all absurdly strong, but we don't know if they are stronger than an Emperor or not. I lean towards the idea that they are comparable to an Emperor. Fujitora and Aramaki may not be as strong, but Kizaru and Kuzan at least are comparable to an Emperor. This is why, for the time being, I'm putting these two just a little bit above Blackbeard. This brings us to another point. Is Kuzan, who is now a member of the Blackbeard Pirates, stronger than Blackbeard himself? Not really. He's not definitively stronger, but his Haki, from what we've seen so far, is stronger than Blackbeard's Haki. For what it's worth, Blackbeard hasn't reached his peak yet. But, hypothetically, if Kuzan were to cross him, he would be able to handle him because of the plot. Similarly, there is Kizaru. Considering how he is Luffy's next major opponent after Kaido, we can expect a lot from him. 8. Silver's Rayleigh. Moving on, we have the Dark King, Silver's Rayleigh at number 8. As the right-hand man of the Pirate King himself, Garp refers to him as a legend. He has advanced Conqueror's Haki as well as advanced forms of other Haki. Though keep it in mind that when talking about Silver's Rayleigh, we're not talking about the old man he is now. We're talking about the man who sailed to the legendary treasure of One Piece together with the late Pirate King. Remember, Blackbeard started sweating when he saw Rayleigh because he knows how much of a monster the Dark King was in his prime. 7. Garp and Sengoku. Alright, we have Monkey D. Garp and Sengoku at number 7. Just goes to show how many top tiers are there in the One Piece verse. Even Garp is only at number 7, but that's the way it is. Yes, he has been portrayed as Roger's rival, and he is supposed to be comparable in strength, but guess what? The next few characters on this list are also comparable in strength to Roger. However, they have a much better portrayal. Still, both Garp and Sengoku can use all three forms of Haki, advanced versions at that, and for what it's worth, Sengoku even has a mythical Zoan. He is the Buddha. But think about it. Can you imagine Sengoku winning against Mihawk? Exactly. And this brings us to the next number on this list. 6. Shanks and Mihawk. At number 6, we have the greatest swordsmen in the world, Shanks and Mihawk. Red-haired Shanks may very well have the strongest Haki out of everyone else who's alive right now, but then there is Mihawk. He is literally the world's greatest swordsman. Fans have been arguing about which one of them is stronger for decades, but I have a more holistic idea of their strength. Considering the portrayal so far, it's clear that Oda wants us to see Shanks and Mihawk as somewhat equals. Maybe one of them is just a little bit stronger than the other, maybe not. Though for now, until Luffy fights Shanks and Zoro fights Mihawk, we can't know for sure which one of them is stronger. 5. Fleet Admiral Akainu. We're halfway through the list, and the character we have at number 5 is Fleet Admiral Akainu. Alongside Blackbeard, Akainu is going to be Luffy's in-game opponent. We already know how he's stronger than Kuzan, and considering how he is Kizaru's boss, he should be stronger than him as well. Think about it, guys. He was an Admiral when he fought Whitebeard, but now he is Fleet Admiral, which means he is stronger than before. Another interesting Easter egg many of you may have noticed is how the thing that ultimately killed Kaido and Big Mom was magma. And let's not forget that a certain someone referred to Akainu as Magma Boy. 4. Kaido and Big Mom. Speaking of Kaido and Big Mom, both of them get a nice spot at number 4. Kaido was the strongest creature in the world. There's no doubt that he was the strongest character alive for Luffy to face, and Big Mom has always been shown as his equal. I'd agree she's a tad bit weaker than Kaido when all things are concerned, but not enough to warrant a separate spot. Anyways, in addition to having the advanced versions of all three forms of haki, both of them had some pretty overpowered devil fruits as well. Kaido's devil fruit was a mythical Zoan that turned him into an Azure dragon, while Big Mom's devil fruit allowed her to control and manipulate souls. In many ways, Kaido and Big Mom are like Roger and Whitebeard, but without the pedigree. By the way, do you know who has pedigree? It's our boy Luffy. 3. Straw Hat Luffy. Yep, that's right. The character who takes the third spot on this list is our boy Luffy. This might be a bit controversial because many fans still believe Luffy isn't strong enough to defeat Kaido, but the fact of the matter is that he has already defeated him. He defeated Kaido in a one-on-one. During this fight, Luffy first learned how to use Advanced Conqueror's Haki, then he learned how to use it fluently, and finally, after allegedly dying, Luffy awakened his fruit. He awakened the mythical Zoan, Hiro Hiro no Mi, model Sun God Nika. Just like that, Luffy became the first person in 800 years to awaken this fruit. He became Joy Boy, and so he defeated Kaido. This might be a bit hard to believe, but I can confidently say that Luffy is the strongest character alive. Unless Emu is also a top tier, of course. But keep it in mind that both Blackbeard and Akainu will be strong enough or uncanny enough to be worse threats than Kaido for our boy. He will defeat them, he will also defeat Emu in the world government, and that's how Luffy will become the strongest character who has ever lived in the One Piece verse. 2. Rox D. Zebek. Next up at number 2 we have Rox D. Zebek, the man who wanted to be the king of the world. Not only was Zebek the captain of perhaps the strongest pirate crew we know about, he was also such a threat to the world government that they spared no effort in erasing his name from history. Yes, Zebek was ultimately defeated at God Valley, but let's not forget that it took Garp, Roger, and probably Zebek's own crew going rogue to finally put an end to his reign. Rox was the reason why Garp earned himself the title of Hero of the Marines, but still, we can't just put him above Roger and Whitebeard. 1. Gold D. Roger and Whitebeard. Finally, at number 1, we have the Pirate King and his greatest rival. The thing about the One Piece world is how your strength is directly proportional to how much you have achieved. So naturally, the man who discovered One Piece would be the strongest, and because Whitebeard is unquestionably Roger's equal, we're going to give the number 1 spot to both of them. Once again, do note that this is prime Whitebeard we're talking about. The Whitebeard we saw at Marineford was already at death's door, but if it was prime Whitebeard who had showed up on Marineford that day, Akainu would be dead and Blackbeard would have been too scared to pull off a sneak attack. Overall, it's pretty self-explanatory. Going forward, other top tiers like Joy Boy can also be added onto this list. Maybe the 5 elders are no slouches either, and there are also the God Knights. Luffy will eventually be stronger than everyone, that's just how narrative works in One Piece. Until then, there's a lot of story left to be told. So there you have it, folks. These were my picks for the top 10 strongest One Piece characters of all time. Now, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let's continue the discussion in the comments section down below. As always, a like and subscribe will be much appreciated. And with that said, I'll see you guys on my next video.